Chosen one, this message has reached you at the perfect time. No accidents, no coincidences. This is divine timing at work. You have walked through seasons of doubt and silent tears. They tried to dim your spark. They whispered that you were alone, but your soul remembers every promise. Today you'll see that your isolation was a sacred forge. Today you'll learn that a wealthy soulmate is on their way to uplift you, shift your world, and guide you into new territory. If this message already speaks to your soul, subscribe, like this video, and comment 77 below. Stay close, because hidden truths are now coming to light, and they will change everything you thought you knew. Seasons of isolation were preparations. They've seen your tears in the dark. They've felt your heart pound in lonely rooms. You've wondered if anyone truly knows the weight you carry. You've wrestled with silence so thick it felt like a wall. You are not crazy for feeling this way. You are not alone in this. Your pain matters. Your doubts matter. Right now, it may seem like your story is set in a chapter of emptiness, yet beneath the quiet, something powerful is stirring. There's a truth hidden from view that's ready to break through your doubts. Something in you is shifting, waking up to what's next. Hold on to that stirring. Keep listening to it. There's more to see beyond these shadows, and the next moments will reveal why you've endured every lonely step. You've faced days that felt never-ending. You've walked roads where no one greeted you. You've asked questions that led only to more questions. You've studied your own heart until your mind felt dizzy. You've searched for signs, maybe a note, a dream, a spark of hope, to tell you this is not all there is. You've longed for a reason to believe that your waiting served a purpose. You felt the sting of being overlooked, the ache of feeling unseen. You've wondered if your prayers bounced off the ceiling with no answer. You feared that your purpose might slip through your fingers like sand. Every morning you chose to rise again, though your spirit begged for rest. Every night you prayed for answers, even when your voice shook. This was your journey. It was hard, but it was never wasted. Underneath that struggle lies a divine design. What looked like random hardship was, in fact, part of grand preparation. Think of Huldah, the quiet prophetess from King Josiah's day. She lived out of limelight, far from the royal courts, until the high priest brought her the scroll of the law, 2 Kings 22 verses 14 to 20. No one noticed her study and prayer. No one saw the wisdom she stored away in silence. But at the perfect moment, she spoke and changed a whole nation's course. Your own season of solitude worked the same way. Every long hour of waiting added to your strength. Every tear watered hidden seeds in your soul. You were being made ready for a moment that could only come after you had been refined. This was never random. It was always intentional. Now look around. You might spot small shifts in the air. You feel a nudge when a song plays at the right time. You meet a stranger who understands your silence. You wake with new resolve you didn't have before. You notice doors opening in places you least expected. You find words you once lost. Your dreams glow with color again. You see your old doubts melting like frost under a rising sun. There's a rhythm aligning your steps, one that moves you closer to your calling. You cannot explain why things feel different, but you know they do. That is a sign. That is the proof. Beneath the surface, the world is shifting around you. Divine timing is pulling every thread together, weaving a new tapestry for your life. You are not alone in this change. There are forces at work that you cannot always see, like Gideon, who hid in a wine press until an angel greeted him with a call to save Israel, Judges 6 verses 11 to 16. You are being spoken by a power beyond your own. Every trial you face was not meant to test your limits, but to ready your spirit. Every coincidence and synchronicity you've brushed aside is actually a note in a larger symphony guiding you forward. Angels move behind the scenes. Divine nudges steer your choices. The very ground you walk is being prepared. This is no random lucky break. It is a setup for your elevation. Trust that every unseen hand has been guiding you to this place where your purpose and your partnership meet. You may feel a whisper of fear now. It is natural to shrink back when you sense something this big is about to happen. Many have walked this path and turned away because stepping into the unknown seems too risky. You might worry you are not ready or that you will lose what little you have. But this is the moment to choose faith over fear. Your transformation calls for you to stand firm. It asks you to hold your head high when your knees shake. This is a sacred pivot point. You either move forward into your power or stay where you are. The choice is yours to make. Nothing will change until you decide you are ready to become who you were born to be. You are not helpless. You are not stuck. You have a role in this unfolding story. Now is your chance to lean into the signs you've been given. Let go of old fears that say you are unworthy. Release doubts that whisper you will fail. Claim the identity waiting for you, a chosen one ready to rise. Begin your day with a prayer that opens your heart. Speak words that honor your calling. Take steps, even small ones, toward the life you see in your dreams. Reach out for support from those who understand. Stay connected to the quiet nudges of your soul. Your next move matters. It will set the tone for all that follows. Step forward and claim the path made just for you. You were never meant to stay in the shadows. You've been prepared for this moment so that you can walk into a new chapter with courage and hope. Take what you have learned in isolation and use it to fuel your next steps. Know that every tear you shed, every lonely night you endured, has led you here. The world needs what only you can bring. Your story of rise and triumph is a sign that others can cling to in their own dark hours. You are ready. You are equipped. You are chosen. Come and prepared if you feel this stirring in your soul, and if you are ready to step into your destiny. And a special thanks to our current members who stand with us in this journey. And if you feel called to go even deeper, there's a sacred space reserved for our community. A private room where you receive full prophetic messages daily. Join our private membership through the link in the description and walk this path with us. The arrival of a spiritually wealthy soulmate. They have watched your heart beat in lonely silence. They have felt your longing each time you scrolled through profiles that promised so much but left you empty. You have sat alone in quiet rooms, wondering if anyone truly understands the depth of your soul. You have wished for a partner who sees a glow in your eyes when you speak of purpose. You have wondered if such a person even exists. You are not alone in this waiting. There is a hidden current beneath every moment of pause. Something unseen is guiding your steps, drawing you toward a meeting neither of you could have written on your own. Hold tightly to the stirring in your spirit. There are truths yet to surface. Truths that will free you from doubt and light a path toward a love that carries both heart and destiny. You have felt the sting of shallow chatter and empty promises. You have braved painful goodbyes when someone you trusted faded from view. You wondered why every connection seemed to miss the mark. You have longed for more than surface-level affection, more than someone who hears your words but never listens to your heart. You have questioned your worth in the face of repeated rejection. You have yearned for a bond that sustains you through storms, not just shines in calm skies. The ache of wanting a partner who shares your spiritual hunger has weighed heavy on your chest. Perhaps you have blamed yourself for settling too soon or for holding out when you felt nothing else was coming. Yet, this struggle has carried a sacred purpose you are only now beginning to see. This waiting has been a crucible for your soul. Every misstep, every heartbreak, was a brushstroke in a divine painting. Consider the story of the Shunammite woman who opened her home to the prophet Elisha. She offered him a simple bedchamber, expecting no grand reward. 2 Kings 4 verses 9 to 10. Yet in her quiet generosity, she set the stage for a miracle, a child born in her old age and blessings that overflowed her home. You, too, have offered your heart and hope, often with no guarantee of return. In those moments of selfless waiting, you were not overlooked. You were being refined. Each act of faith added a layer of readiness in you. You have been shaped to welcome a partner whose soul is rich in character, purpose, and divine favor. Now, subtle shifts are stirring in your world. You notice signs you once overlooked. A chance encounter that feels like fate, a book that falls open to a page about true love, a dream that feels more real than your waking life. Your intuition has sharpened, guiding you toward people and places that resonate with your highest self. You feel a gentle but persistent pull toward new opportunities, an invitation to a gathering, a casual introduction, a whispered suggestion. Like dawn breaking through the darkest night, clarity is illuminating the edges of your path. Your energy is realigning. Circumstances that once stalled you are now moving with ease. These are not coincidences. They are markers of divine timing, pointing you toward a moment when two souls will converge. Behind the scenes, forces you cannot always see are working in your favor. Every trial was never meant to test you endlessly, but to prepare you for elevation. You've been given messages through angels in human form. Friends who show up with encouraging words, mentors who sense your need for guidance, strangers who deliver wisdom at just the right time. You have felt unexplained peace in moments of despair, as though unseen hands lifted your spirit. These synchronicities are the universe's way of weaving your story together. Faith and manifestation are not separate. Each prayer you whispered in solitude has summoned spiritual allies to clear your way. The tapestry of your destiny is being threaded with care, each strand leading you closer to the partner destined to stand beside you. There comes a turning point when you realize you can no longer stand on the sidelines of your own life. Many shrink back from this moment because embracing divine change feels like stepping off a cliff into the unknown. You may fear that saying yes to this transformation will cost you what little control you think you have. You may doubt your ability to hold a love so profound. Yet true alignment asks you to release old fears and lean fully into the call you have been carrying. This is more than noticing the signs. It is choosing to inhabit the promise they bring. It means accepting that your heart, once bruised and weary, is now ready to sail into open waters of trust and devotion. You are not powerless in this process. You hold the key to activate your next chapter. Release the chains of doubt that whisper you are unworthy. Cast off hesitation that tells you to wait just a little longer. Step forward with faith that you are exactly where you need to be. Speak words that honor your worth and affirm your readiness. Create space in your days for practices that nourish your spirit. Meditation, prayer, journaling, sacred breath. Surround yourself with voices that uplift you and remind you who you are, a chosen one, prepared for a union that transcends the ordinary. This is your moment to claim the strength that has been forged in your quiet seasons. The arrival of your spiritually wealthy soulmate is not a metaphor. It is a promise written into the fabric of your life. You have been prepared for this meeting by every tear, every prayer, and every silent vigil you kept. Now, keep your eyes open for the one who will see into your soul and uplift you into a new destiny. Your patience is about to pay off in ways you cannot yet imagine. Stand ready with a heart full of expectation and a spirit alive with hope. Comment abundant if this resonates with you, and if you are ready to embrace the promise of love that carries you into new realms of purpose. And to every soul who supported with a super thanks, thank you. You are keeping this light alive for others who haven't found it yet. If you feel called to help this mission reach more chosen ones, tap the super thanks button below. Your energy supports these messages and helps them travel further. Your voice matters. Your belief matters. And your light is felt here. Divine relocation and expansion. You felt a restlessness stirring in your bones, a whisper behind every breath that this place no longer fits you. You wake before dawn, heart tight with longing, and wonder if the walls around you have grown too small. Every conversation seems to circle back to dreams you dare not voice. You scroll through images of far-off horizons, wondering if your destiny calls you beyond these streets. Know this. You are not alone in feeling trapped between who you were and who you're meant to become. This tension between comfort and calling is sacred. It signals that forces greater than your own desire are reshaping your path. Something deep inside you knows that the moment you've been waiting for, the moment you leave behind old footprints and step into a world built on purpose, is coming. Hold on to that knowing, because the doors you thought closed are about to swing wide open. For too long, you've carried a heavy weight of what-ifs. You watched peers pack boxes for new cities, seen friends leap into fresh starts, and wonder when your ticket would arrive. Each missed opportunity, each sorry, not now, carved a hollow ache within you. You have questioned your worth when your name never popped on the list of applicants or invitations. You've ridden buses to dead-end interviews and slept in rooms that felt less like homes and more like holding cells. You felt the sting of watching life move on without you, as if the world forgot you exist. Those moments of standing on the platform, watching the train pull away, hurt deeper than any failure. You wondered if you were meant to stay stuck. You feared your purpose might remain locked behind the doors you never opened. Then came a moment that changed everything. A moment you may have brushed off as chance, but was written into your story long before you were born. Remember the night Paul had a vision in Troas of a man from Macedonia asking for help, Acts 16 verses 9 to 10? He could have stayed in familiar territory, preaching where he already had a following. Instead, he followed that vision across the sea, into unknown lands, and began a new chapter that touched countless lives. Your own struggle has been part of a similar divine choreography. Every closed door you met prepared you for this call to cross your own boundaries. What felt like random dead ends was actually a spiritual training ground, strengthening your heart for the leap ahead. The universe has been setting the stage for your own act-style breakthrough. Now you sense tiny shifts in your world that hint at something greater unfolding. You might receive an unexpected message about a job overseas, or stumble upon a flyer for a retreat in a place you've never visited. You find yourself imagining walking cobblestone streets under strange skies, and the idea no longer scares you. In the mornings, you wake with fresh energy and ideas you didn't have before. Conversations spark new alliances, and people appear who hold keys to doors you've yet to knock on. Even your dreams teem with images of open roads and welcoming homes. These are the visible and invisible signs of divine timing at work. Like sunrise creeping through a locked window, light finds its way in to guide you toward the next horizon. Behind every sign, unseen forces are clearing your path. Every time you missed a bus or lost a connection, you were being steered toward a more fitting vehicle for your journey. Every relationship that fell apart was protecting you from detours that would have slowed your ascent. Angels in disguise, mentors, friends, strangers have shown up with timely words or gestures precisely when you needed them. You felt sudden peace wash over you in moments of panic, as though an invisible hand smoothed your way. These are not mere coincidences, but divine interventions setting the stage for your relocation. Your faith and your willingness to trust the process have already summoned the material shifts you see taking shape. At this crossroads, many retreat into safety, clinging to familiar even when it no longer feeds them. Fear whispers that you might lose everything if you step into the unknown. You might think your roots are too shallow or that your wings are too small. Yet the call to relocate is not reckless. It is a sacred summons to embrace your full potential. Recognizing the signs is only half the work. True transformation demands that you release the anchor of fear and rise with the tide of change. This moment asks you to stand tall, to say yes to the adventure written into your soul's blueprint. It is here, between hesitation and courage, that your destiny finds its voice. You are equipped for this journey, more than you realize. The skills you honed in your old town will serve you in new lands. The lessons learned in hardship become your compass. Now is the time to chart your course. Begin by affirming your readiness. Speak out loud, "I am called to move," and feel the power behind those words. Chart a plan for your next steps, even if it's as simple as researching neighborhoods or saving for a plane ticket. Lean into your support network. Share your vision with those who see beyond your doubts. Cultivate daily practices that keep your spirit anchored. Vision boards, prayer walks, meditation that aligns you with your true north. Trust that every forward motion, no matter how small, propels you toward a home you are meant to inhabit. This season of divine relocation and expansion is not just about geography. It's about stepping into a life that resonates with your deepest calling. The home you will find is built not of bricks and mortar, but of shared purpose, overflowing joy and spiritual harvest. Remember the quiet stirring you felt at the start, the invitation pulsing in your veins? Now is the moment to answer it. Release your fear, break through the walls of maybe someday, and walk into the world waiting to welcome you. Comment moved if you feel this call in your heart and are ready to claim the place crafted just for you. Purpose over preference in divine union. You felt the pull of something greater tugging at your heart, a whisper that love was never meant to be just about comfort or fleeting joy. You've sat alone late at night, wondering if your longing for partnership could ever align with your deepest sense of calling. Doubts have crept in. What if you settle for a love that feels warm but leaves your soul untouched? What if you chase someone who brings pleasure but distracts you from your mission? You are not the only one wrestling with these questions. There is a hidden truth waiting to be uncovered. Your union is meant to be more than a meeting of two hearts. It's a convergence of destiny. Hold on to that stirring in your chest. The answers you seek lie just beyond the veil of ordinary romance. Maybe you've chased relationships that promise security, but unraveled under the weight of unmet expectations. You've heard the casual, "I love you," yet felt your spirit thirst for a partner who would echo your calling back to you. Perhaps you've endured the ache of waking next to someone whose priorities never quite match yours, leaving you lonely in a shared bed. You've questioned whether it's even possible to find someone who cherishes your dreams as much as you do. The pain of investing your best self into connections that fade like footprints in sand has left scars on your heart. Every misalignment seemed like proof that you'd have to choose between love and purpose. Until now, this tension, as wrenching as it feels, is not a punishment but a preparation. The very challenges you faced have been forging you for a higher union. Consider the partnership of Aquila and Priscilla, two believers who risked everything to host the early church in their home and to teach Apollos, a gifted preacher, more accurately about the way of God. Romans 16 verses 3-4. No one hailed them for choosing comfort. They were celebrated for choosing kingdom work together. Their marriage was never confined to personal preference, but defined by shared purpose. In their quiet teamwork, they shaped the destiny of countless souls. The obstacles you've endured have been honing you in the same divine workshop, preparing you to walk into a union that carries eternal significance. You may already sense subtle shifts in how you view relationships. Conversations that once revolved around weekend plans now turn to visions of impact, starting community projects, mentoring youth, or launching initiatives that serve the underserved. You find yourself drawn to people whose passions echo your own, as if your desires are magnets pulling you toward your counterpart. Opportunities appear almost magically. An invitation to volunteer at a cause that speaks to your soul, a serendipitous meeting with someone whose ideals mirror yours, a dream so vivid you wake believing it's a preview of what's to come. These are not mere coincidences, but beacons of divine timing signaling your path forward. Notice these shifts. They are signposts guiding you to a partnership forged in purpose. Behind the scenes, unseen hands are aligning your journey. Every failed connection, every heartbreak, was never meant to break your spirit, but to clear the ground for growth. Divine synchronicities are at play. Like that friend who shows up just as you're about to give up, bearing an introduction to someone who shares your heart for service. Angels may walk among us as mentors who speak words of encouragement at the precise moment you need them. Prayer isn't a wish upon a star. It's an invitation for spiritual forces to manifest your destiny. Your faith isn't passive. It's a lever that moves mountains, shaping your reality to reflect the purpose written in your soul. Trust that every event, visible and hidden, is part of the grand design preparing you and your partner for kingdom advancement. Now comes the sacred juncture, where awareness must blossom into acceptance. Many shrink back when they glimpse the full scope of what a purpose-driven union demands. They fear the unknown, reluctant to surrender familiar routines for a calling that feels boundless. You might worry that embracing this path will cost you stability, or that it will thrust you into uncharted waters too vast to navigate. Yet true alignment calls for more than recognition of signs. It demands wholehearted surrender. This is your invitation. Step through the door fear holds closed. It's your moment to claim the power that's already yours, to say yes to a love that challenges you, galvanizes you, and commissions you for a mission greater than either of you could accomplish alone. You have the strength within you to seize this calling and to walk boldly into a new reality. Release the shackles of doubt that whisper, "Not yet," or "Not you." Cast aside hesitation that murmurs, "Wait for later." Instead, declare with conviction that you are ready to pursue a love that fuels your purpose and ignites your passion for service. Begin by setting intentions together. Share your dreams with someone who will champion them as fiercely as you do, and listen as they unveil theirs in return. Cultivate daily rituals that anchor your union in purpose. Prayer sessions, planning meetings, spiritual retreats, or acts of service that reflect your shared calling. Let each step forward be a declaration that preference has yielded to purpose, and watch as your partnership becomes a living testament to divine intention. This is not just another romance story. It is the unfolding of a covenant that reverberates across lives. confirmation, peace, and sacred love. You've carried the weight of swirling thoughts, a storm of what-ifs and why-nots that tugs at your peace each time you close your eyes. You've replayed conversations in your mind, searching for signs that you made the right choice, that this path you're on is not a mistake. You've wondered if the tremor in your chest is fear or a call to something deeper. You are not alone in this restless state. There's a quiet current beneath the chaos, a hidden reassurance waiting to break through the noise. What if the very doubts that keep you up at night are the heralds of something greater? Hold on to that question, because tonight you will glimpse the calm that follows true divine confirmation, a calm so profound it will dissolve every lingering shadow in your heart. You've tasted the bitterness of uncertainty when you thought love meant turmoil. You've seen dreams collapse under the weight of confusion, as if each new regret were carving another line of worry across your spirit. You felt the ache of longing for a connection that doesn't stir more questions than answers. Maybe you stayed in relationships that promised warmth but brought more tension, where every word felt like walking on eggshells. You've lived in moments where a simple touch raised storms inside you, where you wondered if safety and sacredness were two words that could ever share the same sentence. That exhaustion you feel is not weakness. It is a soul's protest against anything less than what you deserve. Yet every trial has been shaping you for a revelation. What felt like missteps were in fact steps toward a divine unveiling. Think of the story of Naaman the Syrian, a warrior proud and ill with leprosy, who stood stubborn until the prophet's simple words led him to the Jordan's waters. 2 Kings 5 verse 14. He doubted that a dip could heal him, yet when he obeyed, his flesh became pure as a child's, and he returned in calm awe, no longer questioning but certain. Your struggle is part of a similar narrative. Each moment of despair has been a brushstroke on the canvas of your destiny, guiding you toward a moment when clarity will wash over you like healing water, and you will recognize the purpose behind every trial. Now look around for the subtle shifts that signal your breakthrough. Perhaps you wake with a serenity you haven't known in months, as though your mind has found soft land after a long voyage at sea. You catch yourself smiling at nothing, feeling gratitude for a sunrise you once took for granted. You notice old fears losing their grip when you speak aloud your intentions, and you feel a ripple of courage in your chest. Unseen doors begin to creak open. Emails arrive from unexpected contacts, invitations to gatherings you almost skipped, passing glances that carry warmth instead of doubt. These are the visible and invisible markers of divine timing aligning your world. The unseen conductor of your life is tuning every string to a single note of confirmation. Behind these shifts stand forces you cannot always name. Angels walk alongside you disguised as friends who drop timely advice, mentors who ask the questions that unlock your next step, or even strangers whose brief words carry the weight of prophecy. What once felt like random coincidences are now threads in a tapestry woven by a mindful hand. Each prayer you whispered in the darkness set wheels in motion in realms you cannot see. Your faith has been calling forth blessing, and now those blessings are materializing, not as chaotic storms, but as gentle winds that guide your sails. Trust that your calling is not only real but imminent, and that every synchronicity is a divine nudge toward your sacred union. At this crossroads, many hesitate. They sense the pull of something greater, yet cling to familiar, fearing they will lose themselves in the unknown. They resist the calm, believing chaos to be proof of life. But true alignment calls for courage to step beyond the edge of what feels safe and embrace the stillness of purpose. This moment asks you not just to observe the signs, but to embody them. It invites you to stand in the certainty of love that does not wound but heals, that does not confuse but clarifies. You must decide now to let go of doubt and claim the peace you were always meant to inherit. You hold the power to usher in this peace. Release the echoes of old hurt that whisper you are unworthy of calm. Breathe deeply and say aloud, I am open to peace. I am ready for sacred love. This is your call to rise. Subscribe if you haven't yet, like this video, and comment, I am chosen to let this message anchor in your soul. Share it with someone who needs to hear this. Thank you to all our supporting members for holding this light. 4 full prophetic revelations daily. Join the membership via the link in the description. Your spiritual path deserves more than fragments. Step into the full light. And if this message moved you deeply, Consider tapping the Super Thanks button to support the mission. Every Super Thanks fuels the light we're spreading together. Stay ready. Your destiny partner is on their way.